Hello, girls. Hey, girlies. It is Sam. I'm back again with another video. Like I said, we're posting every Friday. And today, it's sit down. Yes, I'm doing a sit down today. Wait, first of all, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sam. This is my channel where I share behind the scenes of being a jewelry artist and running my business and just what's going on with that. I also like to do random sit downs. This one is a tattoo tour. This is my little junk journal, my little junk drawer with all my interests, you know? But today I'm filming a tattoo tour, like I just said. I used to love watching these growing up. I grew up very religious, and so tattoos, piercings were not a thing for me growing up. But I always used to watch these and like piercing tags too. This is such a throwback, but I used to watch them because I just loved the look of tattoos, and I always knew like when I grew up I would get my own. And so I have a couple I've collected along the years, and so I kind of want to share them because, you know, I love these kind of videos. And while I'm sharing them, I will give the year that I got it, location if I can, and artist. It's been a long time. A lot of these were done by the same person. Anything that wasn't, I kind of don't remember who the artists were. But yeah, I will try to include artists if I can. But I'm going to talk about the time that I got it, pain, and how I felt about it in the moment, and how I feel about it now. And so yeah, let's get started. So my first tattoo I got in 2016, I believe. I was in college. I was really into the show Vikings at one point. I watched it a lot with my family, and it was just a show that I was really into. I decided for my first tattoo I was going to get this Nordic rune, and it means love. I actually contemplating covering it up when I got my inside of my arm done. And so yeah, I contemplated getting covered up because I thought it might not be cohesive with that piece, but I was just like, nah, I'm gonna just leave it because it was like my first tattoo. So that is my first tattoo. Not a very deep meaning. It honestly was just something that I thought was minimal enough for a first tattoo and to kind of test the waters. I would say out of 5, the pain for that tattoo was a 2.5. I think because it was like my first tattoo, my pain tolerance wasn't as high, and so it was very shocking, but it was like short. My next tattoo is a flower branch for the month of April. My brother is born April 30th. This is like when I got like a tattoo itch. Immediately after I got my first tattoo, I got this second one. Oh, I forgot to address location. I don't remember the location or the artist. It was the same artist for both, but it was back when I was in college in Lynchburg, Virginia. And so it was some random shop there. It was like a popular one in my area, so I just went there. And the artist did fairly good. Even on my rib, I would say the pain was like maybe a 2.5, 3 in certain areas out of 5. But it didn't really hurt as bad in some areas, but some areas it really was irritating me. But it was done pretty quickly, so it wasn't terrible. I got it because I had the itch for tattoos after I got my first one, and I wanted it to kind of mean something. Not that I think that tattoos should all mean something, but I think maybe at that time period I did. And so it's for the month of April, which is when my brother was born, so it's kind of a little homage to my brother, I guess. My next tattoo is this woman that's sort of supposed to represent me. Not sort of. It is representing of me. I got it in 2019 when I moved to Atlanta. 2019 or 2020. I believe I got it in 2020. Actually, yeah, I got it in 2020. It was after I moved to Atlanta, and I was discovering a lot about myself. And so I wanted to get this tattoo as a representation of me and that moment in time, and like how I was like, it was such a freeing time for me. And so this tattoo went through 3 cover-ups, and I can honestly say it was my fault. So the person that finally did this tattoo, her name is Barbara. She did a lot of my tattoos that I have. I can't share her location because she's moved around quite a bit, and I've like been to different locations with her, or different studios, but in Atlanta. And then she moved out of Atlanta, so I don't know where she is right now, but if I can, I will tag her Instagram. And like I said, she did a lot of my tattoos from this point on. All of them except for one, I believe. And so she's the one that finished this tattoo with the last cover-up. My first version of this tattoo, I don't think I really understood the concept of giving yourself time to look at a tattoo. The first version that I got wasn't bad. It was like a minimalistic type of design, and that's how I wanted my tattoos to be, like at that time, very minimalistic kind of patchwork, and that was like gonna be the start of it. But when I seen the tattoo, for some reason, I just thought it looked so terrible. And again, like I say, it was my brain. I just had a concept in my head, and I seen the sketch, and I wasn't vocal about my concerns or my thoughts. And in the end, that bit me in the butt. And I've learned from that experience since then. But although I didn't make it difficult for the artist, when she showed me it, I thought it was pretty, but I was like, I don't think this is what I envisioned. But then I was just like, if she asked me, like, what can I say that I want tweaked? I don't know. In the moment, I just felt scared to share what I felt. And so I think that kind of warped my brain, and I didn't really like the tattoo, so I tried to add to it in that line work, and so I went to a different artist. So I made a lot of first client type of red flag mistakes in the beginning, but I definitely learned, and now I'm more experienced in getting tattoos and tattoo etiquette. And when they showed me what they wanted to add to it, it was so pretty to me. And if I can find a picture of that, I will pop it up somewhere too. It seemed like such a beautiful piece, and I thought I was gonna love it so much, but I hated it worse. Then I was just like, I shouldn't have added all this. It looked better, just simple. And so I think I waited a couple of months again for it to heal, but I just had it in my head to get it covered up again. And that's when I met Barbara. And I told her about my previous 2 cover-ups and how I didn't like them, but it wasn't the artist, it was just me. And so I asked her to add to it again and cover it up. And she made this. At that point, I was very much I knew exactly what I wanted. That's what I'm trying to say. I knew exactly what I wanted. I was very vocal and involved in the process of creating the cover up. Where the first cover up, I showed her the tattoo. I seen the style of tattoo that she did, and I really liked them. And so I told her to use her style to incorporate into covering it up however she seen fit. And then when she showed me the sketch, I really liked it. And so that's as far of an input as I had. I also think because they were both white artists and a lot of their clientele were white, and I only seen like a sprinkle of black people on their sites, I was seeing a false perception of how their art would translate on my body, because I don't know if they had much experience with pigmented skin. And at the time, I didn't realize how significant that was. But yes, with this tattoo with Barbara covering it up, I got a lot more input on the things that I wanted to see, maybe flowers. We talked about like my journey, and like she talked about incorporating butterflies because butterflies mean rebirth or new birth. And so I was a lot more involved in the process of covering it up, and she asked me if I wanted color, if so, how much, and I freaking love this tattoo. I really loved it. Like, we had 2 sessions, and I loved it when it was bare, and I kind of wanted to leave it bare after we had finished our first sessions because there was stuff under the color, and it wasn't bothering me as much to have those things kind of like poking out a little bit in the unfinished version of this tattoo. But she did talk me into getting the little color that we had agreed on to like really have the cover up be seamless. And I'm so glad because I love the little pops of red and green on my arm. I think it's very pretty, and I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. As far as pain, I would say out of 5, this was like a 3.5 and a 4. It got really bad on the second day, I believe, second session. I was bleeding. She had to numb my arm. It wasn't like excruciating, like I'm screaming and crying, but it was just like, oh, someone get me off this freaking table. When is this lady gonna be done? But yeah, the pain was pretty bad. My tattoo after that, I felt very empty on my arm after getting that tattoo. I kind of wanted to finish it up, and so I decided to get like a half sleeve, kind of like a cuff maybe of a shirt, just a continuation of my little lady inside my arm, because I had these 2 butterflies poking out on the side of my cover up, and granted my cover up looked pretty on its own, but I just wanted to complete it. And I had like 2 butterflies in the back, or 1 butterfly in the back, so I just wanted to connect it like a cuff. And so we made this little flower orange blossom bush. I wanted to add oranges to it because I'm from Florida, and like that's like a core memory. My grandma slicing oranges and like feeding it to all us little kids because she used to babysit us. And so I wanted to add something like tropical and flowery and pretty. And so we did oranges with orange blossoms, and then a random big peony flower. I think that's what this is. I just seen a lot of peony flowers at that time, and so I really thought they were so pretty. I seen like peony flower tattoos, and I wanted to incorporate that somehow, and I feel like it's like a good placement to complete and wrap the cuff. So she did this one. I would say this was like a 4 out of 5. Towards the end, I was very irritated. It hurt so bad, and It looked so dark when she was doing it, and I was so scared. Barbara's a person of color, by the way, so, and she has experience with doing tattoos on people of color. By that time, I knew like what I should be looking out for and things to ask tattoo artists about, like their experience with like more pigmented skin and all that stuff. And so yeah, it was really dark, and I was so nervous, like, ugh, like this is super dark. I love how it healed. I feel like I understand why she did that now, but in the moment I was just like, oh my god, my arm. And when it was healing, of course it got extra dark because like it's peeling, the pigment is like sinking in it, and it looks so dark, and it was itchy, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Barbara, I'm so upset. But like, I love the outline of it. I thought it was so pretty, but the shading was like scaring me. But now I think it's so pretty. It settled in well. I just had to trust the process, and that was like my bigger pieces. The other pieces that I've gotten were from Barbara, and one was from another artist, but wrapped around. I got 3 all at once. This was in 2021, 2022, is when I'm getting these rapid fire tattoos. I got a sun with like a moon on it on my back, and I just got that because I thought it was cute. And I seen these mushroom pictures, these mushroom sun drawings on Pinterest. If I still have them pinned, I will post them. I would see these drawings all the time, and so I took these drawings, even though mine doesn't have like a mushroom, but I took these drawings of these suns and mushrooms and like celestial pictures, and I sent them to Barbara, and I was just like, hey, I kind of want something like this. Can you like incorporate it into a design? And she made that one, and I was like, love it. And so she put that on my back, and it was probably like a 2 or a 1 out of 5. Wasn't that painful? Then I also got the number 4 on behind my ear, and that's just 4 because like it's me, my mom, my dad, my brother. 4 is a foundational number. It's always been my favorite number, and so I just got that tattooed. I got my brazen one and my conch shell on the same day before I got the other 2, and so my brazen one I would say is like a 2 out of 5. It didn't really hurt. It looked beautiful. And so that's that one. I got brazen because I wanted to get a word in a like font like this. You know how like Pinterest will have like random words and like the definitions of them on like a cute background, and I seen brazen. I was like, ooh, brazen, and it was just like wildly unruly, bold, and I was just like, oh, that's me. And I was like, that embodies me to a T. And so yeah, I got brazen tattooed. My conch shell I got at the same time that I got brazen, and that one I would say, and also from Barbara, that one I would say was probably a 3 out of 5. Certain areas hurt like hell when she was shading it. And I got this conch shell because I used to have a necklace that had a woman like bending in like pigeon pose, and she has a conch shell that she's blowing, and it's a Haitian necklace. It represents Haitian warriors, and how the conch shell is a very symbolic shell in Haitian culture. They used it as a warning call. They used it in sharing out strategy. It was like a form of communication, liberation, rebellion, and so it represents a lot in Haitian culture. And so I just wanted to get that tattooed because I'm proud to be Haitian. I love my Haitian heritage, and so I just wanted to have it tattooed on me. My last tattoo is a cover-up from a tattoo that I got from Barbara, sadly. So it is a cover up. I got an 1111 tattoo the same time that I got my number 4 and the one on my neck. It was in red ink, and the red ink did not heal well at all. It just looked terrible, blotchy. It was bad. And so I just wanted to get it covered up. I recently had been following Debbie Snacks on Instagram. She is a tattoo artist in Atlanta. She's great. She's very popular. I wanted to get more tattoos from her, but then I just didn't have money. This is where my tattoo story ends for the moment. But yes, I got this butterfly cover up because she does really great with butterflies, and she was just like, look, these are the things that I could cover it up with, and she gave me a choice of like different sketches, and I chose this butterfly, and I love it. I think it's so cute when I'm like wearing heels or whatever. I have my little anklet on one foot, and then I have this tattoo just popping up on the other foot. So yeah, those are all my tattoos that I have thus far. I hope I didn't skip one. Let me think. I did this one, this, brazen, 4, back, that. Yes, those are all my tattoos. I don't think I skipped one. I have so many more tattoo ideas that I want to get. Little patchwork here and there. I do want to have like a semi-leg thing going on. And so this is not my last tattoo video. Maybe I'll do like an updated tattoo tour in the future, but that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you see that hype button, hype me up, because I am a very small micro channel, and I just want my girls to connect with me. So please give me a hype. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.